when we are solving equations containing decimals, just like when we're solving equations containing fractions, we want to first clear the equation of decimals before we use inverse operations. We do this by first identifying the term with the most digits to the right of the decimal point, and then multiplying both sides of the equation, meaning every term, by the power of 10, for example, 10, 100, 1000. That will make that term and every term in the equation a whole number. Then we solve as usual. Let's go ahead and look at this first example. Negative 6/10 x plus 5 equals 1 4/10 x minus 1. Just like with fractions, I could use inverse operations with these decimal terms. I could add 6/10 x to both sides of the equation, for example. But the strategy we are working on right now is clearing decimals. So first, ridding ourselves of any decimals in the equation before we perform inverse operations. Let's look at the terms with decimals. So we have negative 6/10 x as well as 1 4/10 x. So both of those terms have one digit to the right of the decimal. That means since we're going to the tenths place, we're going to multiply both the left and the right-hand side by 10. I could write that like this. That's not really how we usually write it. It looks kind of weird to me. I'm going to write it using parentheses to indicate multiplication. So multiplying the left-hand side by 10, multiplying the right-hand side by 10. So negative 6/10 x times 10. We move the decimal one place to the right. That gives me negative 6x. 5 times 10 plus 50. 1 4/10 x times 10. Again, I move the decimal one place to the right. Now I have 14x minus 1 times 10, which is minus 10. Look at this beautiful equation, so much nicer. Now I'm going to solve like usual. First, moving the variable term. And then using inverse operations. Running out of space. All right, there's my solution. X equals 3. Please notice that this really is exactly the same as clearing fractions. 6/10 could have been written like this. 1 4/10 could be written like this. And so we're just multiplying both sides of the equation by that common denominator of 10.